Itarukuta, itarukuta, ukurukuta, ta, ta, obata mẹ́ta lọ́gbọ̀gbà, Ọ̀yọ́ ni wọ́n rè o, ọ̀pẹ ìwọ ni wọ́n bá lọ. Èmi àgọ́ ìtàrúkúta, ìtàrúkúta, kúkúrúkúta, ta, ta, tó bàtà mẹ́ta lọ́gbọ̀gbà, Ọ̀yọ́ ni wọ́n rò, ọ̀pẹ ìwọ ni wọ́n bá lọ. Bí Adóbẹ̀ bá bímọ láàkọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ fáá fún. Kódà bẹ́ bá bímọ láàbò, ẹ̀yà tètè fi fún babaláwo. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fẹ̀sìn sọ́mọ lọ́kàn, kẹ́ni tí ò mẹ́ni kó máa jogún ẹni. Bàbá bímọ láàbọ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ fáá fún. Ó dàgbà bá bímọ láàbò, ẹ̀yà tètè fi fún babaláwo. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fẹ̀sìn sọ́mọ lọ́kàn, kẹ́ni tí ò mẹ́ni kó máa jogún ẹni. Olúwo fẹ̀sìn sọ́mọ lọ́kàn o, kẹ́ni tí ò mẹ́ni kó máa jogún ẹni. Ìyá nífà fẹ̀sìn sọ́mọ lọ́kàn o, kẹ́ni tí ò mẹ́ni kó máa jogún ẹni. Ó tẹ́rẹ̀rẹ̀ o, ẹ̀bọ́dà oròkun, ilé olókun ọ̀tàràrà, ẹ̀bọ̀ àwòdà oròkun ayé bí. Ó tẹ́rẹ̀rẹ̀ o, ẹ̀bọ́dà oròkun, ilé olókun ọ̀tàràrà, ẹ̀bọ̀ àwòdà oròkun ayé bí. Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lòòṣà. Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin léègùn, ẹ̀yin lòòṣà. Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lòòṣà. Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin léègùn, ẹ̀yin lòòṣà.
Tó àbọ̀ orúbọ yìnbọn ṣíṣe fún gbogbo ẹni tí bá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lónìí. Ǹjẹ́ àlàáfíà ni abára wa? Ilé ńkọ́ àti ọ̀nà, àwọn ọmọ yín ńkọ́ o? Greetings everyone joining us live today, and those who will be listening to this as a podcast, as a replay, here now or in the future. I bid you welcome to the session today, where we will be talking about witchcraft. Not because I'm the most qualified person to talk about this. Whatever you hear from me today, it will be a sort of touchlighting into the misconceived, the concept of witchcraft as pertaining to African spirituality. A sì mọ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa odò tó bí ẹlẹ́yẹ wá. We will also speak about the Odu, the corpus, the code that gave rise to the concept of witchcraft in African spirituality. So it's okay for you to call your friends and family or share this with them and let them also have understanding, which is going to be way different from what you have always learned all this while. As we always do together, you are my sound check engineer. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me get your yes. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me get a yes. The music we played was recorded, produced, sung by Ifagbenushola Owomide. He's a musician using his own skill to promote African spirituality. Thank you very much. I have yeses. All right, so ẹ yẹ ká ṣèbà fáwọn tó láyé. Ìbà lọ́wọ́ alára, ìbà jèrò, ìbà ọ̀rọ̀gún léèlá, ìbà àwọn eléwé àkọ́kọ́, ìbà àwọn elégbò ìkẹyìn, ìbà àwọn aṣíwájú, ìbà àwọn tí ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn, ìbà ọkùnrin, ìbà obìnrin, ìbà akọ àtabo, ìbà oyún inú, ìbà tẹ́ẹ̀kì, ìbà gbogbo àwọn ìyálé, ìyálóde, ìbà tiwa ọṣẹ lónìí. Veneration to the ancestors. Kudos to you for what you have done. It is our time. We ask that your energy reside with us and the universe empower us to do much more than they have done. That we also become monumental. A ò ní bá wọn kú bá ṣáṣe ń kú tòun ṣògbóró. A ò ní fọjọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ lọ. Ìgbà ó bá dùn tó bá dùn báyìí lọ́mọ aráyé ń gbàdá sí ìdí ìrèké. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní kẹ́mi wa kú láìpẹ́ ọjọ́. A ò ní ṣorí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. At the peak of our life, may we not make it uncertain or sudden death. Nígbà ó bá ti ń dùn tó bá ti ń dán, ọmọ aráyé ò ní pagbo fún ajú lẹ́yìn òdì o. May we not be fenced up at the searing or the sin of our goodness. May we not be hidden away from the spot of our greatness. May we not be saved away from the point of our coronation. At that point when everything we have settled, we have labored, we have sweat, everything we have suffered and also together begin to make fruition, may we not be a forgotten story. A ò ní pẹ́yìn agbo pètàn ìran o. May we not be hidden away in the days of our glory. Àṣẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ọwọ́ tó bá ṣẹ́gun sí ló yẹ kó jẹ́. The hands that labor should be the one that eat the fruit of that labor. Another person will not enter into your rest. I say it again. Another person will not enter into your rest. I will say it again, that another human being, another male human, another female human, another mother, another father, another parent, another spouse, another children will not enter into your own rest. Everything you have labored for, when it's time for you to rest, sit back and relax to enjoy them. May those who take over someone's possession forcefully not have you on their own list. May no one enter into your rest. Special veneration to the mothers of the night. We give you kudos. Orí mi rèé, àyà mi rèé, ọwọ́ mi rèé. Without you, we are nothing. To the mothers all over the world, to the women, old, young, white, black, fair, dark, short or tall, big or thin, all of you women. Ẹ̀yin lábíamọ abọ̀já gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ fi ń pọnmọ tí ò gbọdọ̀ jábọ́. Ọ̀já àrùn yín ni kẹ́ fi pọ̀n mí lónìí o, kí n má ṣì sọ o. Kí n má fẹsẹ̀ ẹlẹ́bẹ̀ sí máa fẹnu kọ o, kémi ó má ṣẹ̀ sí àgbo yín. Ọmọdé yìí mo rí jẹ kó má rà á lọ́wọ́ bí bá rà mí lọ́wọ́ lónìí. Kẹ́ ẹ fẹ̀yìn pọ̀n mí, àṣẹ. We go into today's teaching, and we will talk about witchcraft today. Witchcraft. What is witchcraft? And who is a witch? I must have mentioned this before, talked about it briefly. And this is a concept you must constantly revisit. Till we can breathe no more. For it is better for you to know what is witchcraft or who a witch is than for you to be oblivious and then fall into their trap. Do not forget that my whole existence is to upset you. But there's one thing I have not been sanctioned to do, and that is turning the heart of the father against the son, or the heart of the daughter against their mother. I have not been sanctioned to teach you how to cut ties with your source. For whoever cut ties with their source never become resourceful. Your source is not the sky god. The very source of your life is not your babalawo. Are you with me? Your source is not Ifa. Are you getting angry already? You can never hide under initiation into Ifa or into the induction of the Oduology order as a way to replace your very source. Jesus is not your source. Allah is not your source. Muhammad is not your source. Buddha is not your source. I hear some people also worship Lucifer and they say this and your source is not Lucifer. That is if those things exist. There is a source from which all of us as energy flow from. And that is the universe. Intangible, insubstantiable, vast cosmos, yet very real. The universe is not the earth. The earth is the universe. The universe is not the moon. The moon is the universe. The universe is not the mass. The mass is the universe. All of these planets, the ones discovered and the ones yet to be discovered, the totality of all of them, the conglomerate and the congregation of all of them, and everything outside of them, whatever has happened to them and will happen to them, is the universe. It is vast, beyond your knowledge. The universe decided or have been revealed to us in a physical form. Why? The characteristics of the universe is the ability to house both the wicked and the good. The characteristics of the universe is the ability to reign upon the wicked and those who are doing good. The characteristics of the universe is to multiply, to increase, and to expand. The characteristics of the universe is that what goes around comes around. And of all the elements in the universe, the female energy seems to exhume the accurate characteristics of the universe. Either a female animal, a female human, a female plant, a female fish, everything female have embedded in them the traits, characteristics, attribute, and totality of the universe. For from them life flows, and from them death comes. Remember what I just said. The characteristics, the attribute, the physical manifestation of the universe can only be found in the female energy. Either it is manifesting as a plant, tree, animal, fish, human, whatever it may be. I'm telling you the simplicity of what you have always heard. Now, there is a characteristics in them that has to do with flow. The flow of milk from their breast, the flow of blood from the vagina, the flow of fluid from their reproductive organ, the flow of life from their reproductive organ. Everything about a female energy has to do with flowing out. And in multiple fold. So you want life, it can flow through a woman to you in abundance. You want death, it can flow through a woman to you. Tell me any great person that has gone down so rapidly without the influence of a woman. And tell me one man that has stayed afloat without the help of a woman. Ohun tó bá fẹ́ ló máa get. It is the aspect of a female energy you request that you get per time. So you will get life in abundance from them. You will get death in quantity from them. They say hell has no fury like a woman that is scorned. So no matter how scared of hell you may be, if you believe in the concept of hell, they are telling you that leave hell, fear women. The same women that are considered as more dangerous than hell when you are with them and they show you their sweetest past, they say that heaven is not compared to a woman that is in love with you. So if there is concept of sky god, a woman, a female energy is more to be feared than the sky god. It is only a fool that will say, what can a woman do? Women can do everything and much more than you know. It is not a matter of being a woman rapper or wanting to be the good side of women. But I'm telling you that every nation on earth, that woman is the leader. Forget. Ajomo Fibe Chebube. It is a practical example. Look around today. Any nation that is governed by a woman, there is peace, there is a relative sanity. But you were trained and raised up by the religion of the invaders that constantly negate you against your source, so you can become unresourceful. Both Quran and the Bible work together to turn against a black child from their source. There are some level of goodness. There is a level of ease you experience naturally as a male person to Obafito Berishe if you give kudos to women. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́ arógbáṣọ má balẹ̀ mo tún ṣe bá yín o. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ojú èmi ṣe o. Èmi ò wáyé ìyá o. Mo gbà fún yín o. So they said that every problem of mankind started with women. They called that woman Eve or Awau in the Quran. And from the time the religion of the invader came amongst us, everything was weaponized against women. One part of your religion called Judaism said if they are in their menstrual cycle, they are not fit to be treated as a human because they are vermin in the temple of Yahweh. Ìgbà obìnrin bá ń ṣe nǹkan oṣù lámọ̀ pé ó lágbára, nǹkan oṣù obìnrin máa ń ba ògùn jẹ́ ni. Ẹni bá sì darí sapá àwọn ẹ̀pá ó máa pa lákòókò ọ̀hún. So I train women that during your menstrual cycle, you are at the optimum level of your divinity. Make requests from the universe and it shall not be denied you. Ẹni bá lọ́kọ ní kó ṣàdúrà fọ́kọ. Ẹni bá lọ́mọ kó ṣàdúrà fọ́mọ. Ẹni bá ń wà lọ síwájú kó fìrora ìgbà òun kó fi ṣàdúrà. You are at the peak of your divinity. Only a woman, a female energy, become fully God at least 3 days in a month. It takes responsibility to be God. We are assessing this godship more than each other. Somebody said, Baba, what you told me to do, can I do it? I'm flowing. I said, yeah, flow that virtue into what you are doing. Apply the passion into it. It shall be so for you. While in Judaism, they said, when a woman is flowing, why does the sky god have issue with women? Why does the sky god have issue with women? Especially when they assume the state of their divinity. Are women here today? Are you listening to me now? Are men listening to me? Are you learning? Some Babalawo who went into extreme knows that if you can lay hold of a woman's menstrual pad, there is power in it to do and undo. So you want to be careful, especially when you are God, during the time of your divinity. They say to you that when you gather in public, women have no right to say a word. That a woman who have a suggestion should wait till she gets home and tell her husband to bring her opinion into the public. This is not Judaism again. I'm talking about Christianity. Are you with me? Either home or abroad, women are being weaponized against. The following place called Islam. A woman cannot open her ear. She cannot be seen. She cannot talk. She cannot do this. They dress them up like a masquerade. They costume our women to intimidate them. The religion of the invader taught the black man to oppress their women. Those who do not have value for their women will never see value in yours. So a black child is proud of covering her face, her hands, everything, and she is okay when they call her Aram, a war. How can you, the most precious gift in the cosmos vast of this universe, call yourself Aram? How? So a man is Alal, a woman is Aram. Who taught you these things? It is a taboo for you to look at any mankind at all and call any part of your body Aram, not to talk of you accepting. I speak to the female human listening to me right now. You are not Aram. There is no part of you that should be forbidden. Now, I'm not talking about indecent dressing, am I? That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying, what gives someone right to cover your face, your nose, your eyes, your hand, your palms, your feet, and everything, and make you dangle under the skin? What is the essence of your beauty if no one can appreciate it? And the funny thing is that no matter how much you cover up yourself, they will still marry another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. They are taught to fight against you. Odo tó bá sì gbàgbé orísun, ìmọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Remember, we are talking about witchcraft. It so happened that what they call witchcraft in the Bible is a war against women. Why? They got scared of what these women are capable of for you. I hope you know that the story of Adam and Eve did not ever happen anywhere under the sun. I hope you know that it was just a folklore. It was just an indoctrination to weaponize you against the women folks. Ẹni tí ò bá fi tóbìnrin ṣe ò lè ṣoríire ilé ayé. Ọkọ tó bá pé kíyàwó òun gbẹnu sọ̀hún, ẹ máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni. Are you with me? A man that look into a woman's face and say, you cannot be more successful than I am, you have no say in this house, such a person, Iman Sari Kunide, will suffer till the end of their life. Women in Africa have their representation duly, even in our palaces. That is if they are not the head of palace. The Queen Mother have more authority than the king on the throne here in African spirituality. The Queen Mother. The Queen Mother is way more powerful than the king in the palace here, if we are to follow the true African spirituality. Even ants, even termites, even bees, even insects, they understand this concept more than you, but you say you are more intelligent than them. Wherever the queen is, everyone guide, everyone follow, everyone pursue, everyone protect, everyone made provision for the satisfaction of their queen. The animals knew this. The insects that you call insignificant knew this. They knew it so much, they built the best civilization and the best network in the entire universe. Are you with me? The war against women is what led to the word witchcraft. And your Bible told you to suffer not a witch to live. A witch is a woman that have a blonde hair. A witch is a woman that have enough courage to speak her mind. A witch is a woman that is more professional in her dealing with him than a man. A witch is a woman who is successful than a man. A witch is a woman who knows her right in society. A witch is a woman who is standing as a full-blown human being with equal energy as a man, and now know how to maximize her potential. Everyone that is good, everyone that knows their weight, everyone that is savvy, every female human that knows their right is considered witch in your Bible. And so they say, suffer them not to live. Kill them all. Kill them all. So you are beautiful. In the ancient Greek world, you are entitled to death by burning. If you dare challenge the authority, as long as you are a woman, you are entitled to be burned. They treated their women like a nonsense material, and they brought it under the guise of religion to teach you how to treat your women like that. The word witchcraft started with wit, and craft. When they say someone is witty, when they say someone knows their wit, when they say she's very witty about driving, that means you know your way around driving. And when you are so witty to the point where you make it a craft, it becomes a witchcraft. The understanding of women and the universe is 5 and 6. They don't need to try to harness the power in nature. Men might want to try, but women don't try. Or if you know you are a man that cannot try, submit to a woman that tries. Make your life. What is the essence of your life that you must, just because you are a man, must you suffer? If your wife have PhD that will earn more job for the family, you take care of the children and cater for the kitchen and all the rest. Are you with me? Am I making sense, or I'm talking in nonsense? Our women run this continent. They call Africa the motherland for a reason. None of the continent is addressed. Pardon me, my stand fell. Don't worry, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it, just don't worry. Pardon me. In all the world, none of the continent in all the world is addressed as motherland except Africa. Why do they call Africa the motherland? Because it was the women running this place, and it was a lush land. If you ever have heard about the concept of land flowing with what? Does men flow with milk? Do men flow with milk? Have you ever seen a man who flows with milk? I'm asking question. They say a land that flows with milk, and the milk tastes like honey, and honey. They refer to Africa. It is a land of the women, where our women were the kings, where the women are the one making decisions. Life was better when the vaginal opening, the uterus, the womb of a woman, the combination of all of this were the singular symbol of our existence in Africa. They call it Ankh in ancient Egypt. We have it here in Western Africa. Ankh. Àwọn ìyá rèé ọlọ́múrọ̀rọ̀ àmú ìmúbẹ̀rẹ̀. And to demonize them, castigate them, find a good reason to take them out. They call them witches. The word witch itself, is it a bad thing? Not necessarily a bad thing. Witch is to know yourself. Witch is to know your craft. To be a witch is to be able to understand the concept of how your environment, the universe, the atmosphere above you runs. To be able to harness every single seen and unseen element. That is to be a witch. A lot of you are witches looking at me right now. And a witch does not have a gender, just that women exude this power more than men. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìyá àjẹ́ pọ̀ bí tẹ́ ń wò mí. Àwọn àjẹ́ ń wò mí báyìí. We don't call it witches here in West Africa. We call it Ajẹ́. Ajẹ́. Ajẹ́ is the same word that is adulterated into Ajẹ́. Ajẹ́ means so shall it be, that it shall work. It means authority. Authority that you have known you carry. If a woman make a vow to you and say, I will see the end of you, kneel down and beg, prostrate and beg, she will see the end of you. She is not joking. She will see the end of you. To say Ajẹ́ means to say Àṣẹ. To say Àṣẹ, you are invoking the energy of authority, which is the same as witches. I'll say something. People reach out to me often, female folks who understand their power, and ask, Baba, how can you help me enhance my witchcraft? And do you know the funniest thing is that there are such rites and such exercise that help people enhance their witchcraft. If you want to learn about African spirituality, do not watch Nollywood movie. They are the wrongest source for you to go to. Why do we call them Eleye? And Nollywood is giving you birds. Have you ever bothered to look at the life of birds? And realize that where one land, there is possibility that more will land. Have you ever looked at the congregation of the birds and see how they speak to each other? Does it look like the characteristics of, women when they gather together to do the gossiping and all that? Have you been able to study the vibration and frequency of communication of birds? That if one is flying here, they are capable of sending signal to ones that are flying in few kilometers above. Have you ever been able to study the strength of the birds to know that they are transatlantic creatures? They move, they migrate. You cannot hide from them. You cannot run away from them. Bí wọ́n bá ń ṣe ẹ́ ń bí, bọ́ ọ bá kò ń bí lọ sí ìlú èbó, wọ́n padà wọ́n á mú nọ́mbà ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ wọ́n á máa ṣe ẹ lọ. That if a woman has actually finished your job here, even if you like, leave here and go to the moon. If there's a woman in the moon, they will pick your signal and just mess your life up. They don't need to know each other. They mark you at the end. Not that you have seen your end, you are at the end, the moment they mark you. That's why we use birds to represent them. And in using birds to represent them, we also talk about the passionate way birds cater for their children. How many animals incubate their children to hatch them? How many animals incubate their children, use their warmth, embrace to hatch them? What does a woman do? She keeps you warm with her body. She incubates you in her tummy until you are born. The ruggedity, the sacrificing attribute of women. How many of you men will stay to train up 12 children when there's no money? Most of your fathers run away. Your mother, the one that stays. A bird never leaves her chick until she is sure that this child can flow by himself. So they make a nest for you and bring food to you, nurse you, and allow you to fly. Symbolism is not the same as spirituality. I said that again. Symbolism is not the same as spirituality. Except those who do not understand the language of nature, which is called Medunator. This same energy is what you have been trained to go against. Sons now call their mothers witches. Daughters going at loggerhead with their mothers on the account of allegation of being a witch. You go to church and they say your mother is behind your problem, your mother is this, your mother is, and it's stuff like that. Many of these things are choreographic stuff. If you go to find out, you realize the mother that was presented to you is not even related to the daughter that is saying she's under the influence of her mother's witchcraft. Ọmọkọ́mọ tó bá fẹ́ ṣoríire Yes, although this very source of your existence is the least you think about when you want to make a move. Arúgbó ìyá lọ́tọ̀ ni. We make the sacrifice of mother separately. So you will hear me say, get the best gift. If possible, present it to your mother while kneeling down or prostrating. Visit that mother in your village. Go into the kitchen. Make the best of their food for them. Let them not just eat like anyhow. Let them eat like Queen Mother. And they will bless you. Ọmọ bá rẹ̀ yọnú ìyá ẹ̀ gbà. Ogun tiẹ̀ ti kọ́kọ́ ṣẹ́ náà. Now somebody say, what about those mothers that are not responsible? You have two types of mothers. The one who birthed you, the one who trained you. Some are lucky to be trained by the one who birthed them. Some are not lucky. They are trained differently by someone and given birth by another person. You see, between the one who trained you and the one who birthed you, the one who holds the key to your success and your divinity is the one who birthed you. Let humility guide your way. It is not in your own power to go at loggerhead against the power of witches in your mother. It is none of your business if you are being vindicated by the universe for not being trained by your mother. Your mother could have killed you while you are in the womb. She could have messed you up when you were born. The one who holds the key to your life and death is that woman. That is the reason why you come for divination. We don't ask for your father's name. We do not need your father's name because your father is practically irrelevant to your spirituality. When we don't get your mother's name, it will be difficult. So you can afford to now listen to your who said your ancestors sent them to you, but they don't know your father's name, your mother's name. You can't afford to be buying spiritual gift items on the internet when your mother's name and your first name was not called into that item. So in Africa, when a woman is malnourished and she lives in a village, automatically she's a witch. When a woman is ugly, especially now not having husband or children, automatically these women are beaten to death. Some of them are lynched in the broad daylight on the account of suffer not a witch to die. Most of you, eti tapasoron. If witches are disturbing you, do you think Jesus can save you? Is it not the witches who go and beg? Abi? Imagine that you are having malaria fever, but you are using the drug for mental problem. Someone is asking, what should orphans who have no knowledge of their mothers do? The universe becomes your active mother. You give to the society. You give back to those who gave to you. Please, your question can come later. Mothers are so powerful that even when they are dead, we normally send children to their burial site and say, pick sand for your mother burial site. We need it for something. And there's hardly any right we want to do that we do not make sacrifice of the energies of women. There are two odus that are very vivid. ọ̀ṣẹ́ ìtura, Osa-Meji, ọ̀sà ẹlẹ́yẹ. Wọ́n ní ọ̀sà wò ìwòrì wò ohun abájìjọ wò gígún ní gún. Adíá fún òrìṣà. Níjọ́ tó lọ lè momi nítorí àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ láwọn ó pa á. Òòṣà ó sáré tètè ó lọ lè sádògún. Ògún ní tó bá ṣe pé ń pa tàwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ ni owó Ògún lákáyọ̀ṣe mọ́lẹ̀ ò lọ́wọ́ tóun ó fi sí ọ torí àwọn tí Òdùmarè gbélé ayé lọ́wọ́ nù. Òòṣà súré tètè kò lọ́dọ̀ Ògún. Òòṣà dúró ó sáré tètè ó sá di Ṣàngó Olúkòso Arẹ̀kújayé. Ṣàngó lòun ò lóhun tí ó fi ṣe òòṣà o pé wo òòṣà tẹsẹ̀ mọ́rin o tó o bá ríjà ẹlẹ́yẹ ọ̀tàn fún ọ̀nù o. Òòṣà sáré títí ó sáré lọ lè bá ọ̀tún ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ́ olóòláyùn pé èmi àjẹ́ àwọn àjẹ́ ta ni ó padà jẹ́ ọ́ sáré tètè kọ́ ọ máa lè lọ àmọ́ bá ọ bá ń lọ má sọ fún èèyàn pé èmi mo tọ́ka ilé Ọ̀rúnmìlà fún ọ. Ibi ọ ti ń lọ ọ dúró sóríta mẹ́ta kò yé mi mọ́. Èṣù láàlú ògiri òkò bá yọ sí i. Èṣù ló fòòṣà ní èbùrẹ́ téèbùrẹ́ mú lọlé Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Ìgbà òṣè délé Ọ̀rúnmìlà àwọn ìyá mi àjẹ́ tẹ̀lé wọbẹ̀. Wọ́n lálejò tí ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ la wá mú ìwọ Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ní wo òòṣà ọwọ́ rẹ kí ló bá ń bẹ̀. Ó léṣù ló mú èbùrẹ́ fóun. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ní mébùrẹ́ fáwọn àjẹ́ awo olùgbẹ̀bẹ̀ nu. Ìlà fi ń pe kí wọ́n jèbùrẹ́ awo olùgbẹ̀bẹ̀ àì bàjẹ́ jà o. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ là bẹ̀ wọ́n a sì tọ́jú wọn. So there is no fight between Babalawo and the witches. Ìlà fi pé Babalawo lọ́kọ oṣù ọkọ àjẹ́. There's no disconnection. There is no. A true Babalawo should understand the power of women. Who is Osha? Osha is standing for you and I. I said we made divination for Osha under Osa-Meji when they went to the pool of the witches to go and drink water. And the witches said, how dare you drink from our water? We shall see how successful you. We want to kill you. Osha started running. He ran and he met Ogun, the energy of victory. The energy of victory said, even in this one, you cannot be victorious against women. Who are you? Say, don't tell anybody, but be running. You cannot have so much confidence and face women and say you want to fight them and win. Oh my you don't mess with women. Oh. You don't have power against them. Oh. Osha, which is you, started running. Met Ogun Shango, the energy of justice. Vindicate me, vindicate me. They are running after me. What did you do? I drank of their water. You drank of their water? You are in soup. I can't help you. Keep running. Started running. Osha ran to the point he met Oshun Sengeche Oloyanu, a woman. It was the woman that said, you are running from the witches and you are coming to a witch. Do you want to make you want the barbecue of your body to be made so sweet? You want it fast? Eh? But because you have come to a woman, I will tell you one secret. Go to Orunmila. Orunmila is the one who knows the end from beginning. While he was going, he stood at the T-junction in a crossroad, in the state of confusion, in the state where he's depressed, in the state where he knew not what to do. Then Eshu, the energy of equity, came to him and gave him the ability to mediate himself. Eshu in this time is not a male, is a female. You know that female woman that her eyes blindfolded, carrying one measure that you always go to court to go and drag. If you are a sinner, it should go like this. If you are the ancient Egyptians, they call it Anu or Anubis. Anu or Anubis. It's represented here as a woman. That woman that is always, holding the measurement of. Eshu gave to Osha Ebure the power to plead his own case. The power, ability to plead his own case. It was the Ebure that the Osha took when he was going to Orumila's house. He ran into Orumila's house. The witches were coming. The female women were coming. The female energies were coming with anger. How can you drink of our water? Orunmila said, what is in your hand, you, Osha? And he said, this is what is in my hand. Eshu gave me a bure. I said, give it to them. A bure awolubebe. No matter how crazy the witch may be against you, the energy of the women, if you present a bure to them, they will come down. Awoti babalawo atajeshenu. What is the water you drank from that gave these witches power over you? It is the water, the fluid that surrounds you while you are in your mother's womb. What is this water that made you perpetually subjected to them? You know that fluid inside which the sack where the child is rolling for good 9 months. We call 9 months the month of life, the time of life. From there you drank. Every nutrient was passed to you through that fluid. And the day the fluid burst out, you must come alive. And when you come alive, the noise, the tears, the crying that you cried is a bure. You are pleading for life. Because if you don't cry, if you don't beg, if you don't plead your case, you are assumed dead. Have you seen them releasing a child that didn't cry when he was born? It is your cry that shows us that you have scaled through. Why? You drank of the water of the mothers. When you cry out, you cry for your life. You plead for your life. The moment you pleaded for the life, your mother smiled, and that's it. You are welcome to life. Ọmọ tí ò bá fi tìyá ṣe ò lè gbélé ayé o. Ọ bẹ̀bẹ̀ kí ìyá ó lè jẹ́ ògbélé ayé ni. The tears and the cry when you were born is your first form of worship first form of adoration, first form of pleading, first form of submission to the woman that birthed you. Èlà ń pè lìbùrẹ́, awo olùgbẹ́bẹ̀, kó tó di pé wàá mọ̀mú ìyá tó dùn. The same woman from whom you drank her water, now you call a witch and you say she should die and you refuse to take care of. If you are a female child. I was up to 30 before I realized that men are going down low to go and be drinking the water from between the woman's leg. I was up to the age of, I didn't know such a thing was existing. Esi gbenusi. Ẹ̀yin má lọ padà gbẹ́nusí náà. Ẹ àwọn akẹ́ obìnrin ò dá, obìnrin is nothing, women are nothing. But if you don't put your mouth in the, àwọn brother gbẹ́nusí, àwọn evangelist gbé singer, they mop everything mopable. They mop here, they mop there, they mop the one that is fat, they mop the one that is thin, they even mop the one. Mopaholics. At the point of mopping, you don't think she's a witch. You bow to her. At the point of mopping, you don't think she's behind your unsuccessful endeavors. You bow, you go down low to bow to her. You have mopped. You drank out of water of salvation. The well of living water has flowed to you. Now you are done. You say no. Mopaholics. That's only like to know. Ta ló fẹ́ sọ pé tobìnrin báwo? Ẹ sọ fún Olúwa ẹ̀ pé ó ti kú wọn ìsín ni. Olúwa rẹ̀ ti kú wọn ìsín ni. That is the Odu that brought about the Osa-Meji. Ọ̀sáwò, ìwòrìwò, ohun abájìjọwò gígúnnígún. When we give you such thing during your divination, we are telling you we need the energies of the mothers to be part of it. Osa-Meji. That was the story that brought about the concept of Eleye. That you cannot be far from their reach is why we use birds to represent them. That you cannot escape if they have your time is why we use birds too. And every single mother, every single female is capable of being a witch if she knows herself very well. If she knows herself very well. So it does not arise. The concept of trying to now kill women and all does not arise here. I say, children, go back to your parents. Sons, go back to your mothers. I learned that so many female are hoping that their mother-in-law would have died before they marry the son. They forgot that what you sow, you reap. What goes around will come around. You will also have a son whose wife will be praying for your untimely death because that's what you hope for your own mother-in-law. I learned that so many mother-in-laws would now want to say, okay, it's my son, not allow the woman to enjoy. The clash of the titans will happen. You will disrespect yourself. You have your space in your son's life. Let his wife also have her own space. àjẹ́lẹ̀ yín méjèèjì ẹ má dorí ọmọkùnrin yẹn rú. Mother-in-law saying, my son's house is my house. No, your husband's house is your house. Your son's house belongs to his wife. Go to your own house. Go to your own house. If you are not privileged to have a good home, make one for yourself. But that home belongs to your son's wife. Don't be disrespecting yourselves. Am I saying people can be diabolical? Yes. Am I saying those who understood this concept of the universe and how nature works can turn things around and mess things up? I'm saying yes. Is it limited to female? No. Both male and female. Knowledge is the only thing you need. But there is a natural consciousness that comes with a woman. You don't want them to curse you, especially when you are in the wrong. Especially when you are in the wrong. Especially at the moment you want to have intercourse with them. That moment you want to do chokri, that's your mopaholic state. Do not use your mouth to confess to a woman what you cannot do. She takes it as a promise. If she offers a water to you to drink of, and you go back against your word, you will be haunted. Unfortunately, when we tell some people you are in women's net, the moment they find a little bit of relief, they will start promising another one what they cannot do. Men were trained to think that if they don't lie, women cannot give them attention. There is a woman out there who believes you for what you are. Keep saying the truth. They appreciate it more when you are realistic. There's no need to lie. Unfortunately, when they hear it in their hearing, it becomes a promise. Naturally, whatever you say in the hearing of a female energy, it becomes a covenant between you and the universe. Everything you say in the hearing of a female energy, especially those ones who knows their value, it becomes a covenant between you and the universe. If you now go against it, you are doing yourself. If you can't marry her, tell her you can't marry her, you are here for the moochies. If you can't help her, tell her you can't help her, you just like her body. If your intention is not to settle down with her, make it known offhand. Women that want to go down with you without commitment of marriage are here in this life. Women who want to support you even after you marry someone else are there. The thing they hate is lies. Just don't lie. You do not lie. Be true to yourself. One, when a woman decides to stay with you, she is staying with you with everything she has in and out. Unfortunately, some of you meet such a woman whose energy and divinity is working for you. Or maybe you get tired of having intercourse with them. You now go and meet another one whose energy is working against you. So behind the successful man, there is a woman. The one that is unsuccessful, there are plenty of women behind his own life. Behind the successful man, there's a woman. But you see that one that is not successful, there are plenty of women. Bó bá ṣoríire obìnrin ni, bó ṣorí ibú obìnrin ni, ó ṣe fi tó obìnrin ṣe kó ṣoríire. And it doesn't cost much to say the truth. If you are in a relationship or you are married already, there are women who don't mind to stay with you like that. Just be truthful. They just want accountability. What women want is that when it says it's going to A, it's at A. That's all. When it says it's going to do B, it's doing B. That's all. It is not because they really see your future that they stay with you. It is because They know you are true to your vision. And whoever is true to their vision will eventually meet with success. Bó o bá bímọ obìnrin àjẹ́ ni o, bó o níyàwó àjẹ́ ni o, bó o níyà àjẹ́ ni o, bó o lọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ obìnrin àjẹ́ ni o, gbogbo obìnrin tí bá ń bẹ ní sàkání rẹ̀ pátápátá lọ́mọ bọ́. Be nice to them. Your life will be soft. Many men are struggling. They are dying before their time right now because they have refused to allow the women around them to maximize their potential. They have refused. Many husbands are struggling to make ends meet. Many of them are struggling to make it in life because they have not submitted to their spouse, their wife. I'm not talking about those spouses that will now take you to be mopping you on the floor of their pastor. So, no. I'm not talking about those ones that will be giving you small meat and be giving pastor big meat. Those ones are not respecting you. And I'm saying when you see a true witch in form of a woman, adore her. It is not until when you want to make love to her or have sex with her that you now see a beauty part. Send that text message. Just tell her, do you know that I'm here to see somebody who is as pretty as you are since we met? Just ask her some questions. Are you aware that heaven is crying right now? If she asks you why, tell her the angels have left. Where are they? They are in you. You are the angel. Appreciate her for nothing. Thank her for nothing. Go to bed valuing her and expressing yourself. That do you know that I thank you for everything you have given to me? Some people might not know how to buy gifts, but this witch that you are married to need to hear that you love her. Tell her you wish to spoil your TV. If she asks why, tell her that you want to be watching her. That you are the one I want to be watching now, not TV. If you travel for too long, make her realize that you are going into the devil's coven. If she say, what do you mean? Say, home is where heaven is. Ìwọ máa wò bí ò bá ní fi gbogbo ayé ẹ̀ tọ́jú ẹ̀. You'll be looking if you will not use all her life to cater for you. Ẹbọ obìnrin nu o, àrùbọ yẹn lóòrèkóòrè ni. Call your mother up and tell her that, mommy, do you know the reason why they say old wine tastes better? If she asks why, tell her that because as you age, you become sweetest to me. Who told you can't appreciate your mother? Who told you can't? If you fall short, tell her you are sorry, you will make it up and truly make it up. We have left the era of Sungbalaja King Dabu. You don't have to wait for her birthday before you buy her things that is good. You don't have to have all the money in the world to appreciate her. Play good music. Tell her to dance for you. Spray money on her. Even if it is 30 naira note. Let her know that you are capable of releasing something, even without her giving you anything. Until men go back to that stage, that they accept that women are more powerful than just raising baby, having sexual orgasm and all that, we will not make it in this life. You will not make it. If you are a man like me that love to wear cap, that is always wearing cap, suddenly take the cap off your head and put it on her and say, without you, the crown does not fit my head. What are you talking about? Someone is asking, what about those whose mother is dead? We are talking about how to maintain contact with the living. Before your mother died, do these things. Get the blessing now. If she's dead, she's gone. Tell her. Instead of your archaic disposition towards these women, constantly labeling them as witches, wizards, constantly instigating life against them, making life difficult for them. You want to beyond you try it. Try this method that if your life will not turn around. Not to mention when you guys are making love. Love making intercourse is not limited to say, oh she, bang me baby, oh Jesus. What has Jesus got to do with your love making? You are creating energy. Train your spouse. You guys should train yourself to profess good things. Look into your eyes. Eyeball to eyeball in that moment of rage and say good things. You are capable of creating a better life for your spouse. Of what value of life is what value of that? When you know you are in the intense state of creativity. Let the flow from her bring greatness to you. Ṣùgbọ́n o ti bára mọ́tà sùn, o ti bára fíà sùn, o ti bá Roslyn sùn, o ti bá, Rakadeli sùn, Rachel ògbẹ́yìn, oríṣiríṣi. All forms of fluid that's coming to you. Ètò gbé ẹṣẹ́ pé ti gbé ẹṣẹ́ pé, ètò súre fún ẹ ti súre fún ẹ, èpè ti pọ̀ ju èpè lọ, èpè ti pọ̀ ju ire lọ. Now, those who are cursing you are more than those who are blessing you. Ẹni mobìnrin tọ́jú ló máa yé lò ó. Ìgbà táwa gbà fóbìnrin láyé wa dáa o. All of you authoritative men, narcissistic men, egocentric men, proud men, I'm the one that have the final say kind of men. Can you see yourself now? So Yoruba say, ilé àwa dùn, ọkọ ní ń pọn mi. Ilé àwa dùn, ọkọ ní ń lọta. Ilé àwa dùn, ọkọ ní ń faṣọ. You think they just composed it? That's what we were doing before. Women are not your slaves. If you find a woman who is ready to nurture you like a child, the highest you can do is to adore her. Nothing tells you can't go on your knee if you offend your woman to ask for forgiveness. If they say you have eaten ẹ̀fọ́, someone pé nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ ẹ̀fọ́ lọ. In the middle of the night, what are you looking for between her legs? Is that one not more than ẹ̀fọ́? Is that not more than vegetable? So I pity a lot of sons struggling at old age because of their ego. They don't want to make peace with their mothers. Go back home. Go back home. Make peace with your mother. I am not Jesus. I have not been made or sanctioned to turn your heart against that of your mother or your father. Go back home. Oshatolebo Imbeli. Your mother is that idol if you want idol at all. Your father is that idol if you want at all. Your wife, your daughter, your sisters, your female co-workers. So when they use religion to turn you in Africa against your women, they went back to their own countries and continent. They gave power to their women. Look at their life today. Look at their life because they allow women to flow. Look at your life because you refuse women to flow. So we have toxic masculinity, toxic feminism here. Women are struggling to want to be heard. And in anger, the outpour, stabbing their spouse to death, poisoning their husbands. Men dying every single day because they refuse to reckon with the power of women and allow them the wing to flow. Ara yín lẹ̀ ń dá lóró, ara yín lẹ̀ ń dá lóró èmi kọ́. So I'm saying, who are these witches? Why are these women castigated? Is it like every one of them who knows their right, who is able to harness their spiritual divinity, should be condemned? When, at what point are you, as a male figure, accept your limitation? That you were not made to withstand pain. That the reason why you are dying untimely and finding life difficult is because you are functioning in another man's or another energy issue. The pain of childbirth, when evaluated according to research, can be converted to light up a 60-watt bulb, no half currency, full 60-watt bulb. The currency or the current that light up a 60-watt bulb, if it shock you, you will not survive. The pain of menstrual cycle sometimes, the pain of ovulation, all of these pain that is turned into pleasure by them. And you say you are the stronger vessel, they are the weaker vessel. Something is wrong with that man. So today I've spoken about the spiritual aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, the social aspect of it, the financial aspect of it, the sexual aspect of it, everything balanced. It's left to you to now pick. Ṣé wọ́n gbà fóbìnrin? Ṣé wọ́n gbà fóbìnrin? The concept of witchcraft. So that Odu or Osa-Meji taught us that there is one string connection, covenant between children and their mothers, and that is the water. That water that you drank from. If you are born without the water, then you are free. But so long you took part of that water, oh yeah, obomi loromu, you cannot afford to go against the source from which you flow from. Yet, if you do start, you will be unresourceful. May we all be resourceful in life. May we all be resourceful. And I believe that as African men begin to embrace the role of women in our society, instead of bastardizing them, demonizing them, they will also begin to have the peace of mind they are craving for. Aboruboyo, aboyo bosise, ogbuato, ungogbowa patapata. You have freedom to ask your questions now. If you have questions, it's time to answer. Thank you.
Ó bàtà mẹ́ta lọ́gbọ̀gba, Ọ̀yọ́ ni wọ́n rè o, ọ̀pẹ ìwọ ni wọ́n bá lọ. Èmi àgbo ìtàrúkú ta, ìtàrúkú ta.
Baba, what are your views about remembering one's late mother, like cooking and giving people? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But rather you send a child to school in memory of your mother, or rather you sponsor a child's operation in memory of your mother, or rather you build orphanage, build library in the memory of your mother. Something worthwhile beyond just eating, feeding, and all that. Or if that's what you can afford for now, why not? In the memory of your mother. So. More questions, please.
Kẹ́ni tí ò mẹ́ni kó máa jogún ẹni. Bàbá bímọ láàkọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀fá fún. Ó dàgbà bá bímọ láàbò, ẹ̀yà tètè fi fún babaláwo. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fẹ̀sì sọ́mọ lọ́rùn, kẹ́ni tí ò mọ̀ ni kó máa jogún ẹni. Olúwo fẹ̀sì sọ́mọ lọ́rùn, kẹ́ni tí ò mọ̀ ni.
Baba, for women who don't know they possess this energy, how can they be made aware of who and what they are? Thank you. This is a very pertinent question, and I would like to take time to answer that. In a world where we live, where sexuality, sexualism, and nudity has become the only aim and objective or a way for a woman to prove her worth, there is no way one can be aware of this energy. It starts with self-knowledge and then preservation. In a world where a woman feels like if she does not sell her body, use her vagina to slip her way to the top, there's no way our children who are female will know the value of themselves. In a world of twerking here, naked here, fans only there, and all that, there's no way these children will be able to look into themselves. It starts with knowing who you are. It is a basic introduction to African spirituality or the spirituality of self that yield this awareness and sensitivity. Yes, there is mentorship, there is modeling in this path. Mentorship, modeling that starts with a relationship with someone you think knows better than you do. Someone you can talk to extensively and say, I always have this feeling, I don't know why this is happening, and the person can put you through. And because of that, you must be able to define your relationship with this person. It's about mentoring me spiritually, not to come and be mentoring me sexually and all that. But maybe along the line, this, your babalawo, you guys fell in love. This does not stop you from doing whatever you want to do, as long as you are two consenting adults. But it has to do with mentoring, and nothing says it must be a male person or a female person strictly. Whoever knows more than you, especially in the way of spirituality, just follow them and ask them questions. Awareness comes from asking questions or clarifying things. You get that point? Thank you very much. Falulu is asking that, Baba, oftentimes people believe that you don't have the guidance of the witches without you giving something in return spiritually. Do you think this is always so? Your men often sacrifice or doing right, the guidance of the witches. Surely there are rites, there are things that we make offering for. I did not, that oduology, I did not say it to the point whereby, what is the ebure? What is the ebure that Orisha gave? What is that ebure that Orisha gave? It is symbolized with a he-goat, obuko, obuko, obuko. If you are a female and having issue with the female energy, the energies of the mothers, we use a she-goat, a wure. We use a she-goat, a wure, for this placation. Thank you very much. That is the ebure. And few other items that are offered. Someone is saying that Baba, for a woman whose womb has been removed because of illness, how does that affect feminine power? It does not affect feminine power. It does not affect her feminine power. Feminism is in the energy, not in the reproductive organs. Do you know that you are not a complete man if you don't balance your female part? And do you know that you are not a complete woman if you don't balance your male part? In you exist two types of energy. You must balance it at a point. But for the purpose of reproduction and your role in society, the universe assigned you some kind of sex. So a man can be so feminine, a woman can be so masculine. It has something to do with that. You get my point? Thank you. PP is saying that are all women witches, or some possess other power aside that of witchcraft? I'll say all women are witches, but some are aware of their witchcraft than the other. I'll say all men are also witches, but the awareness is what brings it about. However, women have this natural way of enhancing the universal energy, except don't provoke them to that point. Now, this does not get to a point whereby maybe relationship does not work out with somebody, and you know it's not working out, and the guy is telling you the truth, and you decided to now curse him. Okay, waste time around you. I know it's prevalent in this country whereby people think because the relationship did not end in marriage, then the other person will not make it in life. It's a lie. But it's always good for men to minimize what they say. Someone is saying, how do we help our wives accept their witch? By issuing them the kind of respect deserving them. Either you like it or not, she's already manipulating you, she's already having her way in several ways, she's already tormenting you in some ways that you know. Some men don't even want to go home after work because the house is a coven. You can be on the round table. Don't bring about the subject of, are you a witch? Are you not a witch? Just respect her. You have the knowledge. You'll see the trait in her. You help her maximize it by massaging her ego and respecting her. I'm not saying deny yourself. I'm saying you respect her. What happens when a woman has hit menopause? Does she still have power? Menopause is a reproductive situation. It has nothing to do with it. It doesn't affect your power. It does not affect your power. But what happens to a man who is using spiritual witchcraft to take away a child from a mother? What happens to that man? If they use such method to say the knowledge is not good, knowledge is not bad. There is no bad power, there is no good power. Humankind apply instruction to power. And the thing about power is that you have a taste of whatever you give. You have a taste of it. So if you decide to apply power to something good, you have a taste of goodness. If you apply power to something bad, you have a taste of it also. It may look like the bad people are making waves or having their way for now, but they don't last forever. And they are ending. You too will beg the universe for them. Aboruboyi, Baba, can a witch win another witch that is after her? Certainly, it depends on how much you understand or know. How much you understand or know. Some people will have to sleep before they see revelation. Some can see while talking to you. Some can see while you're listening to them. The level of sensitivity is what happens. That's why it's always good to watch your own back. That's why you have to be able to watch your own back all the time. The concept of witchcraft in that way is the understanding of the power you have and using it, engaging that power. So I'm in a car right now making this broadcast, for example, and there is another person in this car. Something is about to happen and I disappear from this car. I'm making an example. The person sitting beside me will say I am diabolical, that I have demonic power, only because they don't have knowledge of that power. But it is not because the power is not available for them. If they also have knowledge of the power, we will disappear together. They will do their own, I will do my own. But if I now reappear, having backlash may say a lot of things about me, and I now teach them how to also disappear. Do you know that they don't say it is diabolical anymore? They say it's a power. Now, the knowledge is the barrier between diabolism and power. Knowledge is the barrier between diabolism and power. Diabolism is good. It is the power you don't have access to. Either good power, bad power. Diabolism is the power you don't have the knowledge to amass. So it is your own responsibility as a person to go and know what you are capable of. Huh? It is your own responsibility to go and know what you are capable of, what you are capable, what you are able to do. Somebody is saying, thank you so much, Baba Yooba. I always wanted to build a home for the old and children in memory of my late mom. It's very awesome stuff. At least someone like us, my mother is still alive, but I'm building orphanage for children already. So sometimes you don't really need to, someone don't need to die before you create a memory. Why am I so humanly oriented? I do it because my mother trained me up to be that. So in the memory of all the lessons she has taught me, I'm living it while she's still alive. I wouldn't wait for her to die before I do it. Death is not an examination paper to know what you have been taught by your parents. As a matter of fact, when you do these things while they are alive, it's also good. They are happy that you learned, you graduate. So we don't need to wait for death to happen before we can do something fantastic in the memory of our parents. Memory is what you have been shaped, what you have been able to share with them, the lesson they have taught you. Let them know that you don't only memorize this thing, you can practice it also. You learned. Do not wait for your parent to die before you do something in their memory. So when they now die, let the memory linger on. You get the point? So African spirituality is big on humanitarian service. It's very big in African spirituality. Someone is asking that, Baba, when they say Jebure, what does it mean? That means, they should do what? They should please take it easy. It is an appeasement. Baba, we are saying we want to appease them. So the energy of women can now begin to work for you. The energy of women can now begin to work for you. You can share this with your friends and family as we are closing right now. Someone is asking that, Baba, if a woman has chosen Yoruba culture, does she have to meet her husband in Yoruba culture, or can he be from another religion? You are saying two things, religion and culture. You are talking about religion and culture. Definitely what I teach you is not religion, and it's not also culture. Sometimes I mention culture, custom, but what I teach you is spirituality. What I teach you is spirituality. For me as a person, I meet different people of different perspective to life every day. Now I talk about opposite sex now. People who have gone to Mecca, who are Elijah, people who have gone to Jerusalem, who are, this thing and all that. And they are interested in me for man and woman relationship. If I'm interested in them, whatever it is that they believe will not stop me. If you don't force me, I'm not going to force you. Let everybody shine their light. Let's see the one that will make sense. You go to your church, I go to my own place. You go to your mosque, I go to my own place. African spirituality has to do with tolerance also. I will not rub it on your face that you are foolish. But there's no way you will be you will be around me and you will not know that you are foolish. If you are foolish. Because I'm not going to drag anything with you. If you are forgetting your church service, I will even remind you. Are you not going to church today? But there's no way you are going to behave beyond what you are taught in church. So when you begin to behave beyond that, I will be quick to tell you, is this what they taught you in church? And whenever you want to engage me, that I have enough knowledge about your church, I have enough knowledge about your mosque. So if you are not trying to convert me, I'm not trying to convert you. The love I have for you is beyond the way you dress. The love I have for you is beyond the way, what you go and bow to. I'm not trying to win soul here. My job as an African spiritualist is not to win your soul. It's to be at your service. It's to serve you with the truth and also with whatever I have. If it's money, if it's my time. Freedom of worship is part of what African spirituality offers. So those who follow the way of Shango cannot castigate those who follow the way of Ogun. But sometimes if I try to say, is it proper for you to say I'm an idol worshiper when you bow down to the image of this and that, or go to Kaaba to go and bow, and you now pick offense, then problem will start. So as long as you keep your mouth shut, go and bow to what you have to bow to, and I bow to my own self, and you don't tell me that I'm doing something wrong, we won't have conversation. But when it comes to love, we will surely play love. Are you getting the point? So it doesn't matter if you're an African spiritualist, you can choose whatever you want. You are free to fall in love with anybody you want to fall in love with. As long as the person understands the concept of peaceful coexistence and understand having meaningful conversation without taking things personal, because those people take things too personal. So you really don't want to. You get? Baba, thank you for this insight. Please, can a woman put a spiritual peg for the husband not to be wealthy? Yes, that's possible. If yes, how can this be resolved? Through divination now, it's not something we'll talk in public here. Baba, does it necessarily mean that it's a goat that is offered to the mothers of the night? We have a he goat, we have a she goat. It's not only goat. There are some other things, some other words or some other exercises that will be added to this. But when we are talking about this kind of goat, it has to be a she goat that has given birth before, or a he goat that has impregnated someone before. So a she goat for the woman, a he goat for the man. When it comes to doing a rapada, sometimes is it a rapada or replacement? Something, maybe someone is facing some situation that warrant imminent death. We don't have the ability to say you can't die, but we can postpone the day of death. We do it a lot for kings, for important people that we need their life to be long. We need their life to be longer. Personally, for me, I wouldn't want to do such a thing. If it's time, I'm gone. There is no need for me to struggle to be old when I should die young. There's no need for me to allow myself to die young when I should die old. When it's time, I'm gone. There's nothing. I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I'm doing what my Ori sent me. I'm trying my best. That's why I maximize each time. When it's time, tomorrow I'm gone. When it's time, next 50 years, I'm still here. But people come because of how much value they have attached to life, how much care they have for the process of reincarnation. Especially people who follow Jesus and Allah. They come a lot for us to say it should help them postpone it. It's postponement you do. It costs you a lot of money. It costs you so many rigors. It costs you so many condescending. And it is still not that you will not die. You will still die. So it has to do with renewal. Why are you trying to renew life when you can die peacefully? It's good to live when the ovation is high. And no matter how powerful you think you are, how useful you think you are, you can. If what you have is a dream, you are not meant to be the one who fulfill all of it. Dreaming is like running a relay race. You pass the baton on. The only job you can do successfully in life is to identify who take over from you. That's how not to die. When you have somebody who can take over from you, and this somebody is not meant to be. It's not meant to be your family member alone. It could be anyone that you know you trust. People have released their baton to me, and they have told me to release it to someone else when I identify the person. When it's time I release the baton, I'm gone. I will surely be back. Maybe not in this form, but I will not be a fool to what I've discovered in this episode of life. Sorry, I went overboard of that. But that's the concept of African spirituality. Let's read it. It said, I chose to end things with a girl I was really into because she identified as a Jew and wasn't really claiming African despite her being black. My reason is not because of her, but because of kids, because of the children. Okay, that's that. The person is suffering from identity crisis. People suffer with a lot of there is a certain psychiatric problem. It's a trauma called identity crisis, and of all the human race on earth, black people suffer it the most. Black people suffer it the most. The identity crisis, the dispersal, the concept of diaspora, which is the dispersal of the black people across the world, caused a great deal of damage and gave them what we call identity crisis, which is what this person is suffering from. So if you say you end it for this purpose because you can't deal with a mental problem, it's good for you. It's good for you because it's wrong for a child to be black and be claiming he or she is a Jew because the mother is transferring the mental problem to him or her. You don't want to marry a mad person, do you? But if you can cope, why not? My question, Baba, is I'm new and want to discover and learn this part. I'm in US. Do you know how to get in touch with someone that can help? I don't know how. You have to find your own how. You have to find someone you resonate with. I don't like marketing myself, but there are surely many people who are Babalawo and the rest in that place. Maybe if you try to few wrong ones, you'll meet the right ones. But I always provide people free resources. You can go to our podcast.babayoba.org, podcast.babayoba.org. Scrolling below, podcast.babayoba.org. You'll be able to listen to more than 80 messages that I've recorded so far over the time. If you don't have time to be watching me on YouTube and all that, you can just plug in your Bluetooth on your speaker, your television, your radio, your car, and listen on. You'll be wise enough. So when you even meet the wrong people, you'll be able to know and identify them. So we are rounding up now. We are rounding up gradually. We are rounding up. I want to thank you for being part of today's broadcast, and we hope that you'll be coming back. If you are a new subscriber, if you are watching us for the first time, you can hit the subscribe button. If you are an old subscriber, you can put on your notifications so that when we have videos or we are live, you'll be able to know. For you to get closer to me as a person, Baba Yooba, putting your question all through the week. There are questions coming up on our African Spirituality Hub. African Spirituality Hub. There are questions coming up. There are discussions coming up on Sunday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. We always hold our shrine session on Telegram. You can go to Telegram and search for African Spirituality Hub. African Spirituality Hub to be part of the group. It's scrolling below right now. Online shrine scrolling below for divination. For those who are seeking for divination, you want to check things out. You need clarity. You can search for Baba Yooba on Telegram also. Baba Yooba on Telegram. Baba Yooba on Telegram, so that you'll be able to find me directly and send message to me directly. And if you need more resources to learn from, you can visit my personal website, babayoba.org. babayoba.org. And if you want to be part of our internet community, africanspiritualityhub.com. africanspiritualityhub.com on the internet. africanspiritualityhub.com. It requires you to be able to sign up as a member of our community before you can access so many resources that we have. On the africanspiritualityhub.com website, we have our market session where you can purchase from our Orisha t-shirt to several of the items, spiritual items, or let me say, now things that we normally use on day to day, anywhere in the world. There will always be vendor to make supply for you. I don't sell those things, but the vendors are there to help you out when it comes to spiritual items and all. And then you also be able to make your comment in our community and create your own personal blog there too. We are hoping to open our ebook session, especially we're starting with the children, writing books for the children to be able to know the Orisha lifestyle. Thank you very much. We are thinking of opening a session next month, 5th of next month, for Orisha lifestyle. But all things being equal, we may need to postpone that resumption. We will communicate the further date to you in the nearest future because of some technicality. Thank you very much. We are on Instagram, Facebook also. But there's no place like home. Home is Telegram. Telegram, African Spirituality Hub on Telegram. You meet different set of people also, and then we are one family together. We share our lives together. We mourn together. We celebrate together. We laugh together. We do everything together. Thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. Someone is asking, how can they help on a 3D art department? You can just join the African Spirituality Hub on Telegram first. Whatever you have to offer, we will surely harness all of this and bring this way of life closer to our people, especially our children also. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. See you next week, Thursday, 4 p.m. Nigerian time, here on YouTube. Bye for now.
láyé bí. Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lòòṣà. Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin léégún, ẹ̀yin lòòṣà.
Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lọ́ba, ẹ̀yin lòòṣà. Babaláwo ẹ̀yin lọ́ba.